All right, what is up, you guys? It's the Sandman back at it again, and you guys have been loving the Avenged Sevenfold reactions, guys. So we're gonna go right back into it with yet another song. I don't know which album this is off of, but it's just a song that I assume is very popular by them, Unholy Confessions, and it popped up pretty high in the search. I haven't listened to it yet, so yeah, let's get right into it. So Avenged Sevenfold Unholy Confessions. We got the lyrics on the screen right here, and let's see what they got. Ooh, right away. Uh, oh yes. Okay, good thing they're playing that intro riff once again. I just caught it. So the intro is phenomenal, right? I love riffs like that. I know exactly, well, I don't know exactly, but like when I play similar types of riffs, just messing around the guitar, it's usually the perfect fifth interval. So just basically a power chord. And you play that root note, dun 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 dun, and you play the one note ahead of the fifth, right? So you play a power chord instead of having it like the root note, one fret, two frets over on the A string, you play the three frets over on the A string, like if you're starting from the sixth fret, right? Low, very low power chord. So I kind of know how they're playing it a little bit, but I love, okay, another thing I gotta mention is the harmonies. So Zach's guitar, Zachy Vengeance, right? Zach or Zachy, I don't know. And Sinister's guitar sound really nice, right? You can kind of hear the layers without it being too distinct and like kind of choppy in the mix. It sounds pretty seamless. I think there's some slight volume difference there that allows it to mesh up pretty well. But the harmonies are phenomenal. You can hear the bass really nicely too. Johnny's bass is pretty awesome sounding as well. But as far as the lyrics go, the lyrics sound good. It reminds me of a relationship, right? Unholy confessions. So it might be like a confession of I don't love you anymore. Someone I've heard or I've read mentioned adultery. I don't know if it's necessarily adultery yet. I don't haven't heard any signs of that yet. But I think it's just they admit to. I mean, it could be though unholy confessions, right? It's a sin, adultery, whatever. But it just sounds like a relationship that's falling out. The one person doesn't love the other anymore, and this kind of one perspective, the guy's perspective, who's singing the song, um, you know, admitting that it's tearing him apart, but he knows that's also hurting her as well because initially she confided in him, right? She was trusting him, this relationship to last and continue on through time, and now he's just realized he has to move on from it, right? So awesome stuff, and I love the change between the screaming and the clean vocals and the chorus and the little chugs too. It's a very metalcore sound. And I know that was their style earlier on, so it's cool to hear this. Like, this is the most like metalcore esque song that I've heard of them thus far, I think. Love that riff. Ooh. I sense a solo coming. Oh, not yet. Ooh, the drumming. Well, that was Unholy Confessions. Wow. Crazy song. Yeah, man, you gotta respect the drumming on tracks like these, right? Metalcore songs. Um, it's very tight, right? You gotta sync up with the guitar, like, especially during, like, when you hear lapses in the music. They use the pauses really well to make it sound very heavy. Kind of has that cool rhythmic effect as well. So you have to make sure the drums sync up right with the guitars. Obviously, they're in studio, but I mean, they can probably pull this off live. I know the Rev's a phenomenal drummer. And obviously these guys are pretty technical as well. So really cool song. I love the metalcore that like the more metalcore focus that this song has. Um, so that's pretty cool to hear that, you know, to them bring that out there. And when I listened to this song for the first time, I will say I love that descending riff. That dun 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 dun. That's really cool. A lot of great riffs in this song, right? The intro is probably still my favorite riff of the whole track, and they brought it again later on. But that riff's also up there. Um, yeah, production's great. The harmonies are great with the guitar. And I love how like the certain parts of the song, like pre-chorus and chorus, don't jump in at like the most predictable times. They kind of let some the instrumentation, the second round of the chorus and the pre-chorus and chorus, it comes in a bit later than the first time. So that, ch- sorry, I thought I heard someone walking around, but that changed a little bit different, right? It kind of hits you unexpectedly. Um, but yeah, overall, I love the emotions conveyed in the song, right? It's just all the emotions from a tumultuous relationship or relationship where you realize someone's realizing that what they had built with the other person or what they were trying to construct, um, you know, is falling being torn down before their eyes, and they look back on it and they realize how they might have been manipulated or they might have been betrayed, um, or how things went wrong and they can't do anything now, and you just have this like sense of like, it could be rage, it could be regret, looking at how did I let this happen, or how did I believe that this could have been what I thought it was supposed to be initially. So really awesome stuff, and there's some really cutting lyrics in here as well. Especially right here. Constrict your hand. Okay. Constrict your hands around me. Squeeze till I cannot breathe. The air tastes dead inside me. Contribute to our plague. So that's very like. That's just conflict, clashing, all of that in some very dark lyricism, right? I mean, they surprised me with the lyricism here. It's pretty well written song, pretty well written lyrically. Um, for a song about like a relationship, they were kind of like "Tornado of Souls" by Megadeth, right? Some The way they represent the subject matter is like very artistic and poetic. I love how they do that. You know what I mean? It just makes it sound a lot more deep and like what it should be, right? So that's awesome. But yeah, shout out to the Rev also, rest in peace. He killed it on the song. The double bass was insane, especially in the outro. But in other parts, especially during the breakdowns, he had some cool grooves that really helped add to the song's effect. But yeah, man. Also, even the bass player. This is probably the track where I really noticed the bass player come through the mix a lot. Um, yeah, I'm very impressed by that as well. So really good song, Unholy Confessions. I love it. Um, yeah, man, more Avenged Sevenfold coming for sure. Make sure you like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more reaction videos. It's the Sandman checking out. Peace.